So, good afternoon to all of you, my dear students. In today's lecture, we will learn about what is stress, okay, what is stress vector, and what are those components of vector, okay. So, for that, we are considering a rectangular Cartesian coordinate system. This is our x, y, z, okay. Now, the fluid is moving. We have considering the system in a fluid system, that is the Cartesian coordinate system in a fluid, and on that fluid we are considering an elementary area, small elementary area. Suppose this is the small elementary area ds, and on that small elementary area we have considered a point P, and suppose n cap, this is the outward drawn normal. This is also called the orientation of the surface. So from the statics, we know that suppose there is a particle, and if there is a number of forces acted on that particular point, suppose F1, F2, F3, etc., then there will be a resultant force just like the sum of all the forces and the resultant moment or torque. This is also called the moment of the force, and this is equal to the cross product between force and the position vector, okay. Now suppose this is the point, this is the point P, and this is the origin, okay, means fixed point, means you are calculating the moment with respect to the point O, and the distance of the point at which the force is applied is suppose r vector, and here the resultant force is suppose f vector, then the moment will be r vector cross f vector, okay. Now secondly, if the force is applied at the point P and we need the moment of the force at the point P, then what will be the outcome? This is the cross product between force vector cross, we need the magnitude. So this is the distance, cross product between force vector and the distance. Now suppose we need the moment with respect to the point P. So the distance of the point P with respect to point P. What is the distance of point P from point P? It is 0. So that's why it is f vector cross 0 vector. So ultimately the outcome becomes a 0 vector. Am I clear? Okay. Now we come to this part. Just a little while ago we have stated that the surrounding fluid is showing some forces or applying some forces on this particular elementary area. So there will be a resultant force, suppose delta F bar, on that elementary area, and we make it suppose delta S. Okay, no problem. We make this elementary area as delta S. So the ratio, so we are considering a ratio of what? Ratio of force, means resultant force on the elementary portion and the elementary area. Okay, so what is that ratio? This is called the delta F vector divided by delta S. Okay. Now when delta S tends to 0, now what is the physical interpretation? Now delta S is this particular part. So when this delta S tends to 0, the area converges to a particular point. So when this delta S tends to 0, the limit, when delta S it tends to a finite number or definite value, and we denote it by suppose df vector by ds, okay, or we can denote it by f vector n cap, okay. Now it has certain some meaning. Now this is called the this is called the stress vector. Okay. Now you see, in this quantity, two vectors are associated. One is the direction of the force, means the direction at which force is applied. And another is this n cap. Now what is this n cap? This is the orientation of the surface. Okay. So now you see, we are getting a physical quantity having two directions, or it is associated with two directions. We are getting a physical quantity, it is associated with two direction. One direction, this is the direction of the force, and another one, this is the direction of the surface or orientation of the surface at which force is applied. So these types of physical quantities are called tensor, and here this particular definite limit, it is called the stress vector. So in simple language, what is the stress vector? It is nothing but the ratio of force acted on the elementary area divided by the elementary area. Okay. Now one question it might come, where is the couple here, or where is the moment of force here on this particular area? When you are taking this limit delta S tends to 0, the elementary area converges to a point. So now you are calculating the moment of the force with respect to the point P, and the force is applied at the point P, just like this one. Force is applied at the point P, and the moment of the force with respect to the point P will be 0. Why? Because the distance of the point P from the measuring point is 0. Or in other language, here the point at which force is applied as well as the point from which you have calculated the moment is same. So that's why the distance is 0. Okay, so stress vector is clear. Now another picture. Suppose this is the elementary area and this is your stress vector. Okay, F vector, F bar, n cap. You can put your n cap either in subscript or in superscript. Now you see this particular vector, it is associated with two base vector. One is the normal to the surface, suppose this is normal to the surface, and one is tangential to the surface. Okay, suppose L cap. Clear? And you see the normal direction on a particular surface and the tangential direction of that particular surface, they are orthogonal to each other. So that's why their dot product is 0. So the component of that stress vector, okay, that n cap, along the normal direction, the component of stress vector along the normal direction. So in mathematical language, you can write it F vector dot n cap. It is called the normal stress. Okay. And the component of the stress vector along the tangential direction, if your L cap is the tangential direction, it is called the shear stress. Clear? Okay. Now we see, now you come to this figure. So let us discuss it another page. So just what we have stated that this is our Cartesian coordinate system, I cap, this is j cap, this is k cap, okay, and that was our surface, and this was our stress vector, okay, stress vector. So as we know that any vector quantity in Cartesian coordinate system can be written as F vector dot n cap, it is equal to I cap plus j cap plus k cap. Okay. Now the component of this vector, F vector or this stress vector along the x-axis, we denote it by this symbol sigma nx. Okay, so what is sigma nx? Sigma nx, it is nothing but the component of stress vector along the x-axis. So in mathematically we can write like this. Similarly, what will be our sigma ny? This will be the component of stress vector along the y-axis. And sigma nz, this is the component of stress vector along the z-axis. So first component, second component, third component. This is simply our consideration. Clear? Now if n cap is parallel to x-axis, it may be one possibility. So then it will be from this particular equation, we are getting sigma xx I cap plus sigma xy j cap plus sigma xz k cap. And one thing you should remember that on that sigma nx, this is very important. The first suffix, it represents the orientation of the surface. Means the surface on which you are applying the force, that particular surface has some unit normal or some perpendicular direction. So the first suffix represents the orientation of the suffix, and the second suffix represents the, or it is related with the force. Similarly, if your n cap is parallel to y-axis, okay, this maybe it is also possible to sigma yx I cap, sigma yy j cap, and sigma yz k cap. And when it is parallel to z-axis, it will be sigma zx I cap, sigma zy j cap, sigma zz k cap. Okay. So in the left hand side, it is your stress vector. Okay. Stress vector. All the three stress vectors. Apart from this, there should not be any other, because you have taken the general cases. Either your n cap, this is unit normal vector, it may be parallel to x, parallel to y, parallel to z. So one question it might arise. So if there is any other direction which is not parallel to them, so if it is not parallel to them, so it must have some angle with x-axis or y-axis, so we can relate with them. Similarly, the right hand side, this is sigma xx, sigma xy, sigma xz, sigma yx, sigma yy, sigma yz, sigma zx, sigma zy, sigma zz, and then your I, j, k. Okay. So this particular matrix, it is a 3x3 matrix. These are the components of stress vectors. Okay. This particular matrix, that is the array of numbers, or this particular components of stress vector, it is called the stress matrix. Okay. Stress matrix or stress tensor. And you see, two directions are associated with this. The first direction, for the first suffix represents the direction of the unit normal. The second one, it is related with the force. Okay. So stress vector is clear, stress tensor is clear, and the stress matrix is clear. And this particular relation, okay, so if we write your right hand side as stress vector, and this particular relation is the relation between stress vector and stress tensor. Okay. Now we try to represent all those stresses in the form of diagonal. And one more thing, in this particular stress matrix, you look at the diagonals. sigma xx, sigma yy, sigma zz. These are your normal stress components. And the off diagonals are your shear stress components. So why these are normal and shear? In another figure, it will be more clear. So we draw another figure. We have taken one figure like this. This is suppose our x-axis. This is our y-axis. This is our z-axis. Okay. So what we do, we locate this sigma xx, sigma yy, sigma xz in this particular picture. So this is one of the plane, and on that plane you are drawing one normal. Or you imagine it, there is suppose a stress vector is there. Suppose there is a stress vector, and this particular stress vector has three components: one along y-axis, one along x-axis, and one along z-axis. Clear? Okay. So we try to write it in the form of sigma. So first sigma, sigma, sigma. So what will be the first suffix here? So just you imagine, you are considering this plane, okay? On this plane, what is the normal direction? So the normal to this plane is y. So the first suffix will be y, y, y. Now if the direction of the force is along x-axis, yx. If the direction of the force is along y, sigma yy. And if it is along z, it is yz. Now we come to this plane. Suppose there is a stress vector. It has three components, one along x-axis, one along y-axis, and one along z-axis. Now you are considering this plane. So what will be the first suffix here? So we write it sigma, sigma, sigma. Okay. Now on this plane, if you draw a normal, that normal will be parallel to your y-axis. Means the normal direction is along x-axis. So the first suffix will be x, x, x. Now the component of the force along x-axis, second suffix will be x. The component of force along y direction, sigma xy. The component of force along z direction, it is sigma x. Now you are taking this plane. Okay. This is, suppose this is your stress vector. It has three components. 1, 2, 3. Now on this particular plane, if you draw a normal that is along z axis, so the first suffix will be z, z, z. Now if the component of force along x axis, sigma zx. If the component of force along y axis, sigma zy, and sigma. Now I have drawn this sigma xx, xy, xz on these three planes. Now your homework will be, what will be the stress components in the another three planes, that is on the back side of that. That is your homework. So now you see this sigma xx, this is acting along the normal. Suppose this is or you consider this particular plane. Okay, on this particular plane, what is the normal direction? This one. And what is the stress associated with it? Sigma yy. This is along the normal direction. So that's why it is called the normal stress. And other twos are along the tangential direction. So that's why these are called the shear stresses. Okay. Similarly, on this particular plane, the normal direction is this one. So this is your sigma x, normal, normal. And others are your shear stresses. Similarly, on the third plane, this will be your normal stress and the others are your shear stress. So what is the normal stresses? Sigma xx, sigma yy, sigma zz. These are the components, and the others like sigma xy, sigma yx, sigma zx, all these are your shear stresses. So this is all about your stress, stress vector, and stress tensor. So I request you to please kindly you go to all the video once again, and if you still have any query, then you please ask. Thank you.